It's been a long time since I've really done that.
State, they took a couple of the RDC things and the rest of the board, they didn't like the way we had paid some of our expenses. So, yes, we're not here.
No.
Yeah, we're ready.
All right, good morning. It is 9:30 a.m. Wednesday, April 12th, 2023. Deputy Mayor Jacob Homicide calling to order the regular session of the Logansport Board of Public Works and Safety. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Adrian Grant,
Here.
Chris Martin, absent. Jacob Homicide.
Here. All right, on to the approval of minutes for the April 5th, 2023 meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for April 5th.
I will second. Any further discussion? Call for question.
Adrian Grant,
Yes.
Jacob Homicide.
Yes. All right, approval of claims for 51,000, what? Wait, yeah, $509.49. I'll go ahead and make a motion to accept the claims as presented.
Second?
Any further discussion? Call for question.
Jacob Homicide.
Yes.
Adrian Grant.
Yes.
All right, any public comment? Anyone here in the audience would like to come up and say anything? Please come to the mic, state your name. And seeing none, no old business, on to new business. We have contracts and agreements. Contract for Twin Willows Farms. Agreement of service again.
Yeah, that's me. Here, this is for having goats at Earth Day. And this farm is supplying the goats for us for the day. So.
All right. Wonder what it would cost to have like a goat mowing service. We might have to look.
I know we're gonna test them out there at Spencer Park.
I'll make a motion to accept the agreement for Twin Willows Farms.
Second?
Any further discussion? Call for question.
Jacob Homicide.
Yes.
Adrian Grant.
Yes.
Now we have an independent contractor agreement for Crystal Miller for photography.
Yeah, she's gonna take pictures at our denim ball and our daddy-daughter dance.
Awesome.
So,
All right, got all of that done.
I'll make a motion to approve the agreement with Crystal Miller.
Second, any further discussion? Call for question.
Adrian Grant.
Yes.
Jacob Homicide.
Yes. All right, thanks, Jim. And fire department, firefighter retirement.
Good morning.
Morning, Chief. BJ.
It's been a few years coming. So, I'm asking the Board of Works and Safety to accept the retirement of B.J. Cox. B.J. served the City of Logansport Fire Department for over 32 years. He served the department in many different capacities over the last 32 years, from a training captain to a house captain, and as president of the Logansport Firefighters Local 470. B.J.'s volunteered countless hours to operating the fire safety house, educating thousands of youth on fire safety. B.J.'s knowledge and dedication to the fire department will be missed and hard, if not impossible, to ever replace. He's retiring in good standing, and all overtime and unused vacation has been submitted to payroll. Attached is a resignation letter from BJ, and his retirement will be effective April 15th, 2023.
All right, BJ, anything you have to say?
I've enjoyed working here. Been a good time. I've had good chiefs and bad chiefs. Rick's one of the good ones. This is one of the best jobs in the world, but I'll miss it. It's time to go.
We appreciate it as much as I'd like to vote no on this and try to keep you around.
Oh, I think Travis would like me to come be a reserve patrolman.
There we go. Yeah. That's exactly what he deserves right there.
I can bring my own guns.
All right. Well, thank you, BJ. We really appreciate everything you've done. It's been great working with you. And I'll make a motion to accept BJ Cox's resignation effective April 15th.
Second.
Any further discussion? Call for question.
Jacob Palmsall,
Yes.
Adrian Grant.
Yes.
Thank you, BJ.
Thank you.
Well
Yeah.
done.
All right. Now we have the monthly report for March 2023.
Okay, so for the month of March, Logansport Fire Department answered a total of 158 alarms. One of those was a structure fire. We had 10 false alarms, a vehicle fire, 4 trash fires, 118 first responder calls, 1 rescue, 2 hazmat calls, 5 service calls, 4 incidents involving power lines, 4 smoke or odor calls, and 8 vehicle accidents. On March 4th, 2023, at 15:12 hours, we were dispatched to 2706 Usher Street for a shed on fire. Upon arrival, the entire shed had been consumed by fire, and the contents of the shed was still burning along with the wooden privacy fence. This was extinguished quickly. There was damage that was sustained to the garage due to the heat on the vinyl siding, and there was no injuries to report from that. We're back in service at 16:08.
All right.
And I've also attached my mileage report for the month of March.
Thank you, Chief. I'll make a motion to approve the monthly report.
Second.
Any further discussion? Call for question.
Adrian Grant,
Yes.
Jacob Palmsall,
Yes.
Thank you.
Chief. All right. Police Department request vehicle. Morning, Chief.
Good morning. We're going to surplus another vehicle as our new vehicles are coming in. This is just a 2012 Ford Fusion that we've had. I have the trade-in value here. So 2 of our vehicles came in, so I think we have 2 more to trade upon the arrival of the last 2.
All right. I'll make a motion to accept the request to surplus a vehicle.
Second.
Any further discussion? Call for question.
Jacob Palmsall,
Yes.
Adrian Grant.
Yes.
Okay. And now we have the monthly report for March 2023.
So for the month of March, we had 31,507 total miles, 710 calls for service, 82 arrests, 43 citations, 345 warnings, and 380 traffic stops. Criminal investigations, investigated 15 cases, 6 are still active, 9 were closed out. The Cass County Drug Task Force investigated 17 cases, made 5 arrests. 2 methamphetamine, 7 heroin, 2 cocaine, and 4 marijuana, and 2 involving other criminal activity. Animal Control had 41 calls for service inside the city. 13 were unfounded. Looks like he took 5 dogs to the shelter. He worked 1 bite case, issued 9 city ordinances, and 18 warnings.
All right. Thank you. I'll make a motion to accept the police department's monthly report.
Second.
Any further discussion? Call for question.
Adrian Grant,
Yes.
Jacob Palmsall,
Yes. Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
All right, street department, monthly report. Morning, Tony.
Yep, we hold 117 loads of brush to the compost site along with 74 loads of compost bags. We took 66 dump truck loads to the landfill of street sweepings for 250 ton. We've hauled mulch and compost to the street department that's there now available for the public to come get. 124 hours filling potholes, 130 hours cleaning catch basins, 128 hours doing cutbacks. And we spent almost 100 hours working at the compost site. We had 2 property cleanups and 13 emergency call-outs for the month.
All right. Thanks, Tony. I'll make a motion to accept the street department's monthly report.
Second?
Any further discussion? Call for question.
Jacob Palmsall,
Yes.
Adrian Grant,
Yes.
Okay, then we have application for Curve Street cut of, what, 5 for NIPSCO?
Yeah, normally these are all identical, but they're not this time, unfortunately.
Okay.
So 301 Burlington Avenue is to repair a minor gas leak and install a new service. It'll be cut in the alley, and I'm fine with that.
So I will make a motion to accept the request for Curve Street cut for 301 Burlington Avenue.
Second?
Call for question.
Adrian Grant,
Yes.
Jacob Palmsall,
Yes. All right.
1703 Johnson is to retire and install gas service. It's in the right-of-way. I have no problems with that one.
Make a motion to approve the Curve Street cut request for 1703 Johnson Street.
Second?
Okay. Call for question.
Jacob Palmsall,
Yes.
Adrian Grant,
Yes.
1906 George is to relocate a gas line. That'll be in the alley. No problems there.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the request for Curve Street cut for 1906 George Street.
Second?
Any further discussion? Call for question.
Jacob Palmsall,
Yes.
Adrian Grant,
Yes.
1529 Pleasant Hill is also to relocate a gas line. It says it's possible that we might only have to do a boring under rather than making a cut, so I suppose they won't know till they get there, but I have no problems with that one.
I will make a motion to accept the Curve Street cut request for 1529 Pleasant Hill.
Second?
Call for question.
Adrian Grant,
Yes.
Jacob Palmsall,
Yes.
And the last one is 214 South 6th Street. It's to retire a gas service, and it's in the right-of-way. I'm fine with it.
This one's good. All right. I will make a motion to approve the Curve Street cut request for 214 South 6th Street.
Second?
Further discussion? Call for question.
Jacob Palmsall,
Yes.
Adrian Grant,
Yes.
All right, now we have a city street closure request for All Saints Mobile Food Pantry, April 14th.
Yeah, we've done this a number of times for them. It's a few hours, not a problem at all.
Oh, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
All right, so this will be from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on April 14th. And I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the city closure request for All Saints Mobile Food Pantry.
Second?
Any further discussion? Call for question.
Jacob Palmsall,
Yes.
Adrian Grant,
Yes.
Thanks.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
All right, code enforcement, weekly report. Morning, Randy. Yeah,
Last week, we sent out 23 new letters for trash. Had 20 cleared from the week before. We got 2 cleanups done. We did 17 trash container warnings. Still got 4 properties that are appended and are extended. I've got 4 vehicles that were tagged last week, 3 cleared from the week before. 4 of those are still pending. No notices to appear last week. We brought 1 more property in, and we had 2 more property cleanups ordered.
I'll make a motion to accept code enforcement's weekly report.
Second?
Any further discussion? Call for question.
Adrian Grant,
Yes.
Jacob Palmsall,
Yes. All right, now we have requests for property cleanup or multiple violation properties. First up, we have 312 West Linden Avenue. Is anyone here to represent 312 West Linden Avenue? Seeing none, Randy, go ahead.
All right, this started on 316, Again, this has been getting constant complaints on this. We had a property cleanup ordered on this property last year in September. We got it all cleaned up. The tenants have been an issue. This property is owned by a group out of Colorado. The property manager sent me an email this couple days ago saying that they were noted the violations and they sent them to the tenant to make sure they were cured. They do not believe the tenant is going to cure any of these. And with that being said, they can't step 1 foot on the property to cure these violations because they are trying to go through an eviction process. They're hoping that once the property is vacant, they'll be able to fix all these problems.
So what do we do in the
We
meantime?
don't know how long to vacate the eviction
We're not held to
process.
these eviction standards, are we? So I guess
mean-
we're gonna order a property cleanup.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be a fall under a multiple violation as well, because when it was, I didn't have it wrote on there because I was trying to find it through our iWorks old programs and stuff, but we did have a property cleanup ordered on this before, and it ended up being just a small cleanup because they did 90% of it themselves, the people that were living there. But we've had issues with this property as well with, I think Animal Control's had issues with it.
Do you think we should mess with the multiple violation at this point? Or-
I would say none at this point. Let's just get it
That's
cleaned
kinda what
up
I'm
and give them the bill.
Yeah, let's just get it cleaned up. If they're evicting this person,
Yep,
then they'll have no excuse the next time.
right.
So I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the property cleanup for 312 West Linden Avenue.
Second.
Okay. Any further discussion? Call for question.
Adrian Grant,
Yes.
Jacob Palmsall,
Yes. All right, now we have a property cleanup, multiple violation property request for 70 18th Street. Is anyone here to represent 70 18th Street? Seeing none, Randy, go ahead.
All right, this started on 323. It actually started on 321 with the first complaint that came in. I've had 3 complaints within a matter of days on this property, 3 different complaints. One of them actually was from Jan as well through an email. This property has been a nuisance because we have a city park right beside it. We got city property behind it. It is continuously not being taken care of. They'll clean it up to an extent, and then it goes right back. And it's like, even now, they've started working on it again, but we're right back to where they were. Part of the complaint from one of the neighbors is they were bringing stuff from their property to the neighbor's property to burn it. So, because I had told them they cannot burn on their property. So they moved to the next property.
So they thought we'll burn on the other person.
Which caused that tenant to get evicted because the property owner said they weren't dealing with it to the property next door. So, there's a lot of issues going on there. Again, this is a nuisance property. I mean, we've had 5 violations, I believe, 5 violations in 2022 total. They've been before the Board of Works 3 different times. They've kind of talked their way out of it every time they've been in here. They say, oh, we're going to take care of it, they'll clean it up, they do a lot of work, oh, we got permits and all this. But all the permits that they got the one in June to do the deck, and that's what all these materials are for, and it's still setting.
Is it going into the
Technically-
woods again?
Yeah.
This is the one.
Rob and I discussed it this morning, technically the permit can be terminated since they have not moved forward with it. But it's become a problem.
Yep. Well, I mean, I see some very obvious things here that regardless of whether they have a permit for something,
Right.
they don't get to just keep their building materials wherever they want.
And that's what's happened is they say, oh, we're using this for this, or we're using this for that. But again, we're talking about,
It works the first time. They have a shed for a reason. If they can't fit their stuff inside their shed or their
Right.
garage or whatever, it's their own problem for keeping that full of crap.
but I mean, I think at this point that we'll order the cleanup
Yes.
and they need to have a fine placed on it.
Yeah.
And this will be their first one for the.
They have not received a fine on any of the times they've come in because they've talked their ways out of it. They said they'd take care of it, they'd clean it up, all this, and they do to a point. and then it just falls right back. And again, it stays off my radar until someone calls and complains, and once they complain, and this time it was like boom, boom, boom in a row.
That stuff, no,
Yeah.
has to go.
And I talked to Jan, I don't know if Jan wants to say anything on it or not, but
I think she does.
she's more than welcome to.
Just make sure I can get, we have had several phone calls from neighbors, as well as our own issues with them. But I've had two phone calls very, very angry about it from neighbors, and especially because during the high winds we had last week, I think it was, a lot of that debris that's in their backyard, it ended up into the woods, which are our woods. So we're gonna have to get a crew out there to clean that up. But it was also blowing across into Dunwoody Park, and our crew already got that pretty well cleaned up. But we're gonna have to have some real help getting the woods cleaned up, so. But it's a mess, and it has been. I know Kevin has had several confrontations with him. I guess a toilet ended up in Dunwoody Park, and a lot of building debris was in there for a while. So it's not just code enforcement that has to be done. They're encroaching on public property as well.
Yep.
This one,
Well, enough of this is
yeah.
pretty cut and dry, looking at the pictures.
Yeah.
And especially even from, there's definitely more in the 23rd, but the 10th pictures, there's
Yeah.
several things that are obviously a
And the
violation.
thing is that they're spreading it to all around that whole neighborhood. They go to one property, they're going in, it's into the woods now, it's into the parks, and we keep going back and it keeps happening over and over.
Where does this fall in our general matrix for these?
If we go under the tier system, being it's brought in 3 times, we could actually label that as a tier 3, which would be, 1 second. 3 would run under anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 for the fine.
So that's what this would fall under, is here.
I feel like it needs to be a 1,500 so we can get the attention and say, listen, we're not messing around anymore. I mean, if we wanted to classify this as a nuisance property according to our ordinance, the way it is written and stuff, if we say it is a nuisance property, we want to clean it up, they get 24 hours. Get what they want out of that yard, put away, then we come in and take everything else out. Because technically, this does fall as a nuisance property.
And that would hold the same fine of $1,500.
And it would be the same fine that.
They'll have their opportunity to appeal.
Yeah, and they get plenty of opportunities to appeal and stuff, but with spring coming and everything else, that needs to get cleaned up as quickly as possible.
Well, that's
They're
why
not here tonight, or today.
I gave them notice, there's, Tasha that owns the property is still living there, and there's now 4 other adults living there, plus that child. So, and I believe Quentin, her husband, is no longer there right now, so. But they are aware, they've been made aware that they can come in and speak on it.
All right.
And I've had no contact.
Well, let's start with the property cleanup. I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve a property cleanup for 70 18th Street.
Second.
Any further discussion? Call for question.
Jacob Thompson,
Yes.
Adrian Grant.
Yes.
All right. And due to the continued violations of this property, multiple violation property, I make a motion to place a $1,500 fine on 70 18th Street.
Second.
And they will have an opportunity to appeal this, just as all of our Board of Works fines. So I hope that they do that, but it has to stop. So, any further discussion? Call for question.
Jacob Thompson,
Yes.
Adrian Grant.
Yes.
All right. Any? All right. Board member comments. Adrian, you got anything?
No.
All right. Thank you again to BJ for all your years of service. It's been
Yeah.
great working with you and getting to know you, and I'm sure there's a lot more to come with you in town here. So glad to see what's going on. They have a reception. Is that tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow we're just opening up. Anybody can stop down anytime. That'll be his last official work day.
Awesome.
All right. Well, no more comments. Miscellaneous business and any matters not already considered, including ADA Section 504 compliance or concerns. Seeing none, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay. Call for question.
Adrian Grant,
Yes.
Jacob Palmson.
Yes. We're adjourned 9:55 a.m. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, and not done yet. One there.